Both of my children were miracles. I was told I might never have children. When Chase was born, we were ecstatic. Then when Shannon was born, we had our perfect family. She was a happy child who grew into a young woman who loved life. She was special, and she was beautiful inside and out. She had the prettiest big blue eyes and a gorgeous smile. Her hair was long and brown. She was 5'8.5", with the longest legs you've ever seen. She loved her family. She had her daddy wrapped around her little finger. He would melt every time she looked at him with those big blue eyes. She loved her brother Chase. She was so proud of him. She loved watching him play baseball. She followed his career all the way through college. They were very close and had a lot of the same friends. When he went away to college, they would talk on the phone, and when she could, she would go see him on the weekends. They were always there for each other. They were only 17 months apart in age and only a year apart in school. Shannon and I could always talk. She knew she could tell me anything. We were more than mother and daughter. We had become best friends. She was a beautiful young woman with a beautiful soul. She had so much love to give. She loved life and would never hurt anyone. When she wasn't home, she would always call to check in. She always let me know where she was and what she was doing. She was ethical, honest, considerate, loving, and loyal to a fault. Between Chase and Shannon, our house was always full of kids. If you were their friend, you grow up in our home. She loved her friends and would do anything for them. She would be there to help them, care for them, or just listen. Whatever they might need, she would do her best to take care of them. And they'd do anything for her as well. She and her best friend, Kara, have been joined at the hip since 3rd grade. They became more like sisters than best friends. And now Kara's the only daughter I've got left. No one could ever say or do anything negative about her family or her friends, or she'd let you have it. Shannon was 21 years old when she was murdered. She was a senior at the University of Tennessee, majoring in sociology. She would have graduated in December of 2007. She knew she wanted to help kids because she loved children. She would light up a room with her smile. She loved UT football, shopping, camping, going to the beach, golfing, going to the lake, but most of all, she loved just hanging out with her friends. She never used drugs. Gary and I were fortunate to have 2 great kids who never got into any trouble. If she or one of her friends were sad or had a problem, they knew they could come to me. And I'd do whatever I could to help them, or I'd just be there to listen. Just like any young woman, she dreamed about her wedding. She had the song picked out for her dance with her daddy and for the first dance with her new husband. Now, he will never be able to walk her down the aisle. I'll never get to go help her pick out that beautiful dress for that special day, or even help her plan the wedding. She wanted 4 children. She wanted the first to be a boy. so the others would have a big brother like her brother Chaser to take care of them. Did Shannon and Chris suffer? What do you think? I know my daughter was scared to death, but I know if she could, she would have fought back. And I know if had the chance, Chris would have done anything to protect Shannon. Our kids were the victims of a senseless, horrific crime. They could have had the forerunner. We just want Shannon back. Gary and I regret each day that we failed our daughter. We were unable to keep her safe. As parents, that's our job. Gary, Chase, and I think about Shannon and what happened to her every second of every day. The thought of what she had to endure haunts us each and every waking moment. We don't sleep. It's hard to concentrate on anything else. Neither Shannon nor Chris deserved what happened to them. They did nothing wrong. Now I'm constantly scared for the safety of my family, myself, and my friends. This is no way to live our lives. You never think anything like this can happen to you, but it can, and it did. If I could, I'd trade places with her in a heartbeat. She had so much life to live. It breaks my heart to see the hurt and the pain in Gary and Chase's face, knowing there's nothing I can do to make it go away. Shannon was taken from us way too early. She suffered more than any one person should ever have to endure. The last thing a parent should ever have to do is bury a child. I hope she knows how truly sorry we are for what happened, and I pray she can forgive me someday for not being able to protect her. She made us all better for knowing her. Shannon was proud of her values and her faith in God. A part of us is missing. There's a hole in our hearts that will never be filled. We will never be a complete family again. We miss her. Such a beautiful young woman. We miss her smile, her sense of humor, her laugh, her beautiful eyes. I still expect her to walk through the door. I pick up the phone to call her, only knowing she can't answer the phone. This tragedy took away a daughter, a son, a sister, a brother, an aunt, an uncle, a wife, a husband, and one day a mother and a father. We will always miss Shannon and Chris, and we will always love them. I miss my little peanut. My perfect family is now broken. Thank you.